Alright guys, MacDad Games, welcome back to episode, God, I think we're already on freaking 14, man. I'm having too much fun. I want to give you guys a real honest expectation as to where I'm kind of at right now. So it's honestly, today's June 19th. And I think, basically my point is I think I just uploaded like episode 7 of this playthrough. So like I am like way ahead of myself. So honestly, I'm probably going to start recording a playthrough of a second game soon, honestly. That way I'm not like getting way too ahead of myself, because I'm literally like 7 episodes ahead of myself here at the Medieval Dynasty playthrough. I'm very grateful that I have the time to play this game and put honestly hours into it every single week, because I really do love it, man. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite games for sure. And that's like I've said it already. I have multiple playthroughs I've done just for fun, and this is the first, if not my, well, now my like 9th playthrough in total. But I decided to actually, film and put up on YouTube just for my own fun and enjoyment, honestly. So again, those who are watching, 14 episodes in, I really am very grateful for you guys. It's like I said, I'm doing it for me, but of course, there's serotonin involved in getting views and subscribers. Everyone loves that. So if those things can come with it, I'll be happy camper. So I just want to give you guys an idea. Yeah, I'm like freaking 7 episodes ahead of myself here. And if there's any other, games you'd love to see me play, if I haven't already started it by the time this video is out, just let me know. Keep in mind, I'm also playing on a Mac, and I do use and have crossover. I paid for it, so I do have that. So most games on PC I can play using crossover. It's just not always guaranteed how well they'll run. So keep that in mind. But anyway, picking right up where we left off, I think I have it on me. All of my flax stock, 1,000 of this. So here's another important thing that I want to get put together. I like having, my production stuff, right? So as you saw, I have the mine right here, not far off of the cave. Now, in a lot of my playthroughs, one thing I've always loved to do is kind of create like a production area, if that makes sense. Meaning like there'd be one main part of town that a lot of my production things would all just be set up at. And I don't hate it, but I definitely want to kind of branch out a little bit and also really start considering where other things in my town are going to go. So let's take a pause real quick on that, because I do see someone missing some things here in the woodshed, missing a tool. So we actually need to make a couple axes real quick. Let me just do that. I actually don't know if I have enough ore for that, believe it or not. Let me see. Do I have any copper? Okay, perfect. I do. I can actually make 2 copper axes. I might be able to make a bronze axe possibly too. Let me see. I can always resort to making stone axes too at the end of the day. Damn, yeah, okay, we're running low here. So just so they're good for a little while, I'm actually gonna make, how many of these things I can make? Actually, like, only make a few of them on me right now. I must be running low on sticks. We just make 4 stone axes, and then these 2 copper axes should do the trick for right now for a while. So before I lose my train of thought, let's get those in here. Where are they? Copper axes and stone axes. Okay. So far, the layout of this village, what I've really liked about it is it does have this kind of, this is going to get moved at some point too, most likely this episode, is I do love the idea of this main road, right? So right now, the main entrance to this village is right here. It's not a very ideal location if you think about it realistically in this world. I mean, there's no village over here off of this road at all. People coming from even Clonica, there's not a direct road that touches it. Like, they have to come all the way over here, walk through the swamp, and then bang a little bit of a U-turn and come up and around. So it's a little inconvenient. Obviously, people coming from Piastovia and really the other 2 villages, if they were to come this way, it's a little bit more of a straight shot. But there's not like a real entrance to it. You know what I mean? So at some point, I don't know how I'm going to want to work this out. I might just have like another entrance coming in off of this road maybe. That might make some sense for sure. That way you can kind of come in on the south side where the fields are and come all the way down. But the beach area is ultimately the main road. So what I'm kind of getting at is I always personally like the idea of just having everything off of this main road and pretty close to each other within like somewhat reason. So like what I'm really kind of thinking about right now is the sewing hut, right? Like where do I want to put this sewing hut? I do like having it, I'm thinking almost like right here. I really do like that. Main reason is because it's right next to like the first and main entrance up into the fields, which I think to me would just make sense, right? You harvest all the flax and you come on down here right off the main road. You'll have this little sewing hut. There's going to be plenty of houses in this area. Like I'm probably going to end up making another road that comes out this way. I do love the kind of idea of like crossroads and things like that, just making intersections. Again, I think it just makes sense. So eventually I'm of course gonna have a road come out this way. It's where I might end up moving that house and switching things up a little bit. I have some ideas in my head. I like to almost create like roads too, if that makes sense, you know? So, you know what, let me actually just do it right now. Like I think about like realistic cities, towns and roads. Ooh, we're also out of water. I gotta fill up some water for my people. So like think about it like this. If I bring this road all the way out here to essentially the water, right? And I can definitely put like a dock and things like that, like make a little fishing hut similar to what you see over there. But what I'm getting at is having like a nice road to where now I can like have houses, you know, near each other, and I can maybe even put another road going behind the resource storage to kind of connect these two, and eventually kind of switch up like how this is all laid out and have a few houses, you know, going alongside the water here, and this other road be an entrance, and then maybe even put some other ones off to the side there. But another big one that I really like to consider, let me just get this going real quick too before I forget about it, is two other main things I like to build. Actually, give me 1 second here. Get this taken care of. Get this taken care of before I lose my train of thought. Always so much to do all at once, or little things that pop up. So eventually you can get someone working the well and actually just making buckets of water and things like that for you, which again at some point it's going to be very important to actually do that versus doing it yourself all the time. But it's not all that bad right now. I mean, you just saw that only took maybe a few minutes, no, not even a few seconds, and then boom, they got water for days. But two other things I like to try and plot out where I'm going to put them before I get too ahead of myself. The first one is a stall vendor area, right? Which, I don't know, I think part of me is almost wondering if I want to, how do I put this? Like, keep it similar and located to where the production building is, right? Like, for example, I have my blacksmith right here, which I very much think I'm going to leave right here. I'm thinking it might make a lot of sense, honestly, just put a vendor next to it, right? I think that would kind of also make sense, too. Like, you come over to the blacksmith, and he actually has a vendor right there that you can now purchase the weapons, things like that from. Now, obviously, when you have these vendor stalls and, you know, put up, no villagers are actually coming here and buying from them, but just trying to put that little bit of realism in the game as best you can. I'm thinking that might be a route that I go, but in other playthroughs, kind of similar to Piastovia, as you guys have seen, it has that central area where there's like a well right in the middle, and then all the vendors are right around it. I have always liked doing that, and it's something I've done in pretty much all my playthroughs, honestly, but I think I might switch it up in this one. The last one I'm considering, and I always want to kind of think ahead on, is the tavern. Because if you see now, I only have 1,500 out of 1,000 technology points to where I could even, or 10,000, sorry, to where I could even unlock this thing. But the tavern is cool. I like to have the tavern be in a very good location where there's a nice view. Like, honestly, where my house is would be considerably a nice area for the view side of it, but not a realistic side of it, right? Like, no one's going to be walking all the way up to the cliffside at the end of their workday to, you know, grab a couple drinks. So usually it's going to be off the main road and in the center of town. But what I'm trying to consider is, okay, do I want this to be like on the water right here? Or do I want to like maybe put it right off of the actual main road? So definitely something to consider. I'm really thinking that this house is going to 100% be moved. I'm thinking I might just honestly move it like right in this area, like not even far, but just right over here, which that alone will make a big difference, because I'm thinking I'm honestly probably going to want to put my tavern like right here. So it's really, if you zoom in here, I still think this is going to be a pretty central part of our whole village. You know, you can come down this road, the crossroads, that connects, the main tavern on the ocean view, river view, whatever you want to look at, and then coming down from the farm. I like that. So one thing I do sometimes, guys, to really help me remember this, is I'm actually going to place a field right here. I'm not going to grub it up or anything. I'm going to place it right here. It's called Field 11. So I'm going to go over to it. And if you click on it and hit, at least for me on computer, hit H, you can actually name it something. So now if I come over here, I'll always remember, okay, this is where I want to put my tavern. So it's kind of like a little place setter for me to remind myself to not build anything right here. Because yeah, it's a super flat location as well, so it'd be really nice to like add like outdoor seating with more tables and things like that, which will look really nice. And it's like boom, right on the water, beautiful view. Definitely a tavern I would like to go hang out at for sure. So that way it still allows me to have like this whole main area for sure. And I think the well might stay similar to this spot. I'm just gonna change it up a little bit. I might like maybe put it off at like a diagonal and just kind of wrap around it. But so far I'm really liking this layout here of the village. I'm actually gonna go in and do this other thing I was mentioning. I also like the idea of just having a road essentially cut down here across from the resource storage. I like the look of that too. Again, from bird's eye view, it just kind of makes sense, tying stuff together and making it more efficient for people running around. And now this will allow me to place like another production area right here too, because the main ones are of course going to be your workshop, your smithy, the sewing hut, and then a kitchen. The kitchen is definitely going to be over here near the tavern. Again, I also just think that makes a lot of sense. If I have the tavern, somewhat in this location, looking over the water, probably going to want to have the kitchen off to the side in this area. So I want to make sure I save this location for that. What, are they out of fertilizer by now too? Oh yeah, see, I'm not too worried about that. They go ahead and honestly fertilize all the fields like I mentioned, and during the summer there's nothing else to really plant, so they're just putting all the fertilizer down that they have. So nothing wrong with that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sewing hut right here for now. I like the idea of, putting the stall vendors essentially right near them. I have this guy right here off the main road. I don't know how it's going to look once these trees grow back. This one's huge, so it might be like right on top of it, and it might look pretty good. This one's a little smaller, so it might look a little funky, but we got a little while till those grow back anyway, so I'm just going to leave them there for now. But let's get this guy built up. Should have all the resources. I might need to make planks. Yeah, I do need to make planks. Could have swore I have a couple of my guys actually set to making planks for me, but I guess not. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, this guy's bringing in firewood. Actually, I'm surprised I haven't looked at this yet. Maybe I have, but if you go over to your management tab and you hit this last one right here, it's called the economy summary. It's nice that we're actually on, well, actually, no, we're on the first day of summer, so this doesn't really help too much. Because if I look at, like yesterday, for example, that's the last day of spring. But if you do pull this up, you can see that they're actually producing almost just enough firewood. So they produced 24 and then used 22 the last day of spring. Now, mind you, spring might have been a little chillier than the summer. So already, yeah, right now they're using much less to what they're producing. So that's kind of cool. So keep an eye on this right here. You can actually go in here, especially later in the game when you're trying to produce enough materials to have like someone in the production unit. Like for example, if I want to make mead, you need honey. So I'd have to go in here and make sure that my apiaries are producing enough honey versus using in the tavern, right? So it's really nice to keep an eye on this. So I've already produced 44 logs today. I've already used a few of them. So just something to keep an eye on, but they are not making planks. That's what I was going to actually try and pull up here. At least I don't think. Yeah, I have them collecting sticks for me right now. I might actually remove that and get them doing some planks for me. Gotta fill up the other 20% here. It's not going to be a lot, but it is times 2, so they're going to technically bring in like 9 planks for me every day, which and later on when they get their levels up, and I eventually get more people in the woodshed, which is going to actually be another priority of mine soon enough. That's going to make a lot more sense. Like, you can end up having them bring in, like, 40 to 50 planks a day. And at some point, you are going to actually need that to be done. Like, going back to all the production buildings, if you have someone in the workshop, I keep forgetting about that. It's so stupid. Can't wait to we're at level 3, man. Can't wait. But once you have someone in the workshop, like making buckets, making wooden wheels, just making things, they're usually going to need to have planks and things of that nature. So trying to really automate the entire village, you are going to need to make sure your guys are making enough planks for you to keep up with it. And again, nothing wrong with you coming in here and, taking 100, 200 logs and just making 200 to 400 planks yourself and then just stash them in the resource storage. That works too. But if you're really trying to get the game automated, there's all these little things you want to keep in mind. So it's honestly, like, again, really such a fun game. So much going on here between the building, the survival, and the management. Like, that's one of my favorite things about the game too, is once you get into that late end of the game, the managing of everything is really, really fun. So, alright, now let's get back over here and let's finish up this sewing hut. I do like the location of this. I think this actually makes a lot of sense. Just comes around the bend here, and then just boom, right off the main road. Not like right on it, so you gotta put a little road, little path right here, but I do think that looks really nice. I like that. Perfect. Okay, and then I'll have the vendor stall, I think, right off to the side here too. I'm really enjoying the idea of that. I think that'll be a good way to run it for this playthrough. Alright, so we gotta go to our old spinning wheel. Here it is, the linen thread. A very important resource for sure. So we're gonna unlock this, and I'm gonna make as much of it as I can. All the 1,030 flax stock that I have is gonna turn into 206 linen thread, and I'm going to show you one thing that I'm going to use to get myself a nice influx of cash this episode. Alright, eventually wool thread's worth a lot too, but the linen thread's not bad. So if you see at the bottom, it's actually worth 40 coin a piece, which, I mean, what, 40 times 100 would be... Actually, let me do the math on that. God, I'm honestly a little embarrassed myself. Sometimes I can do quick math and sometimes I can't. So that would technically be close to like 8,000 coin if I were to sell all of that linen thread, which is not bad at all. But keep in mind, we wouldn't actually get the full 40 you see there. If I went to a vendor, I would maybe get, I think, like 28 to 30 or something at most. So one of the things I like to do, that I found just makes a lot of sense, I always got to remember where it is. I want to say it's in the decent or light clothes. Oh, might be standard clothes. There it is, this guy. So the simple coif, however you want to pronounce that, you look at the bottom there. So you get 460 coins per one that you sell. Barter level 3, I think it's north of 300 per one you sell, basically. And it doesn't require a lot of materials. 2 linen thread and 2 linen fabric. Linen fabric is a 1-to-1 ratio of the linen thread. So you come over here to the loom, and I'm going to take 100 of my linen thread, be a little over 100, kind of go in the middle there, like 104 basically. And let's just do 103, keep it even. But yeah, right there, 104 is fine. And now we're going to make 104 linen fabric. So this should allow me to make over like 50 of those coif things. So 50 times, let's say it's 300, for example, that I'll get back. That's going to be 15 grand right here that I have on my hands. So we find that again. Boom, simple coif. So it costs $100 to unlock, but now I can literally make 52 of them. And at a minimum, I think I'll get at least 300 coin per simple coif. And I think I end up getting more of it, more per one once I go to sell. So let me show you guys that. Got a big upgrade on my production here too. So sun is going down on our first day of summer, but let's go sell this stuff, man. Let's make this happen. Well, you know what? because I think I'm only like 17-ish minutes into this video here as well. Again, I don't mind pushing them a little bit longer, like 30 plus minutes. So let's kind of think about some other stuff here. I want to move some things around, you know, even starting with this well. I'm trying to think if it makes sense to kind of just push it back a little bit. I don't want it like right off of this road, but I want it here for sure. But I might honestly just end up moving it a little bit more over here, maybe like off the actual resource storage area. Because it's a little bit more like centrally located. And I know I think I have one up there. I don't know if I placed one up there or not. Can't remember. But let me just move this. I'm going to start just doing a little bit of moving around right now while I wait for the sun to go down. Because I'm going to go to sleep, and then start of the second day of summer, I'm going to go and sell all these things for a big old cash influx for sure. So yeah, I think this is a good spot to put my well. Yeah, I don't have the other one built yet up in the farm area. But I think I like this location. Sure, the path looks good here. Oh, 'cause it looked weird on the map right there. I don't know if you guys saw that. Can't really see it, but alright, that looks good. I really think this is going to be a good spot for it. Kind of like right next to the resource storage. Again, it's going to be pretty centrally located to all of the production buildings as well, like the sewing hut. I know the kitchen's going to be like right around there near the tavern. And I'm thinking the workshop is going to end up being a little bit over there. Yeah, it's probably going to be right off over there. So this would be a good like central location for it. Not far from the tavern, and not far from like the stands. So I like the idea of it going right here. I'm going to place it. I want to try and get it lined up, the resource storage best I can. If it's set back just a little bit. I don't like things being like right off, like on top of the road. You know, I like to have it off there a little bit so it just creates a more open space as you're walking down. This should look good. It's lined up with it pretty well. All this placed. There we go. Just a simple move of the well. I think this looks a lot nicer just sitting right there. Alright. I got a lot of these guys. I'm actually going to real quick collect all these. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's always good to have at least maybe 50 of them on you until you start getting potions. I'm definitely going to want to do some hunting coming up soon too. It's crazy that my hunting level is only level 1. Again, I don't feel like I do much hunting in this game. Like I know I've said it in the other episode, I'll do it more in the wintertime and stuff, but yeah, I definitely don't do it as much as I feel like I should. I don't think I've ever maxed out my hunting skill at all. It is kind of fun, but I don't know, I feel like it gets old and a little tedious pretty quick. Other things I enjoy more for sure. Another thing I wanted to do real quick before sundown entirely, I did want to move this house. I don't remember how many planks I have on me. I believe I have enough. Oh wow, I literally am only like 5 or 8 away. Let me just move this house real quick. I do really want to do this because no one's living it anymore. Damaslawa now officially lives with me, which is nice. And I mean, I like the idea of where this house is located, but like I was kind of thinking about it when I'm trying to map out where that tavern is going to go. I want to create a little bit more space. I don't want it like right behind this house, you know, so I want to definitely place this a little bit further off over here. And even the way this kind of road is set up, I know I placed this mainly for that house. And I'm going to actually get rid of this for right now. And I want to kind of get another little bit of a bird's eye view and see. Okay, so this house is right there. And I know if the tavern goes right there, it's not like I'll be too far off of it. I think I might just kind of place it right here. I mean, it's not like super close to them, but it will allow me to still have more room over there, so it's not like right on top of each other. I'm just gonna build it right up here, kind of that same idea. So not really utilizing like the road idea. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really trying to think. I might end up actually redoing this, and I might. Okay, I'll get you a drink. Because yeah, the one thing I do like to do, and it's hard to give you guys like an example until I really do it, but kind of like I was saying before, if you can imagine, I like building an actual road and then having like a house on each side of it, kind of like a traditional street, if that makes sense. And I think I could realistically place that in this area without it like being too overbearing to where the tavern is. But again, I don't know if I want to force that right here. I might honestly just create this road and then maybe have just like one house kind of at like an angle pretty much similar to where that one was that I just took down, to be honest. Because yeah, I might just utilize this location and area as best I can. Because it's not like a whole lot of room where I could have like two right here without I feel like they're being a little too cramped. And in this playthrough, I just don't think I'm going to really need that, especially with how much more space I'm going to have. Like along this whole beach, I know I'm going to easily be able to put at least two more houses right here, and then I have barely even touched, you know, this east side of the village like at all. I mean, look at how much more ground and room there is over here that I could place way more homes and everything. I know, brother, I know. You know what? Let me get you a drink. Go to the water, actually. But I can really utilize a lot of this room over here, and I want to kind of think about that. All right, get yourself a drink, and let's go to sleep. And then tomorrow, we're going to make some money. We are going to make some money. I think we're going to sell out all of Piastovia. And I'm probably going to have to go to another city or village or two. Alright, let's see. And then I also think another big one I want to get going is my pigsty. And finding a location for that. So look at that. My wife is sleeping. We love to see it. I wonder if I can actually wake her up. And then have a child. Boom. Alright, go to sleep. This is as simple as it is to have a kid, man. It's basically like playing The Sims, except for you don't see it. So I'm pretty positive the fact that I just told her to, like, I went through that pretty fast. I should have done it a little slower. But basically, once you're married, all you gotta do is romance her and say, hey, I want to have a kid.
How are you?
Oh, she's giving me food, I think. That's so nice of her. So yeah, if I go back to it, now the option's not there, right, on romance. I don't know if it happens right away. Wow, it does happen right away. That is so funny. So yeah, that's, man, if only that would be crazy if it happened like that in real life. But one night with me, and she's already pregnant. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. That's crazy. So also, notice this big difference. I haven't actually shown this, but these three people obviously live all in stone houses. And these three guys live in the wattle houses, too. Not a major party right now, because it's not like they're going to leave the village, because we're only 7% happy. But you get a huge boost in happiness when you upgrade them to a stone house. I mean, it's so much nicer, obviously, than living in a freaking house made of sticks and, you know, straw, basically. So a huge happiness boost when we upgrade all of them. And we definitely are going to do that before the winter of this year, because that'll also help us be more efficient on firewood. You know, the stone homes are a lot more insulated, technically, versus the sticks. So they don't burn through as much firewood. So let me fast forward here real quick, and I'm going to take a quick run over to Piastovia and make sure I can sell off all of my simple COIFS. Be right back. Back in Piastovia. Man, I am basically on a first-name basis with all these people.
Somebody paused it.
Paused what? Wasn't listening to them. Alright. A couple things I want to do before this episode finishes up. I really want to sell all these things. I want to see how much I get per one, too, because that 15,000... number in my head is based on only selling 50 of them at 300 each, and I have technically 52. And if I get more than 300 each, then that number is going to be much bigger. Go to the bar guy first. Where are you at? I think his name's Barlam. Well, you're Barlam? He's got the most money usually in Piastovia. 2,400 beans. Alright, perfect. So I actually get 322 each. And let me confirm. My barter is only level 2, not level 3 yet. So I actually can get more money for this once I get up to 30% better selling prices. You can give me all your money legally. So I'm able to sell 7 of them to him for $22.54.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too, even though you have no money. Alrighty then. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 2,200 bucks. Boom, bang, boom. Just like that. Yeah, these guys are also slow, man. Marky Slaw is freaking sleeping in, dude. Knowledge. What is this? Oh, this is cool. Is this like new? Why have I never noticed this was even here? Wow. I don't even know that was here this whole time. I didn't know you just go up and read that. This is where you first start the game. Pretty embarrassing. I did not realize that. Alright, Marky Slaw. Marky Slaw. Over here. Alright, you've got 1288. Let me see how many you can buy from me. Only 4 of them. But I cleaned them out. That was like the perfect amount of money. I will take care. Hopefully you sell some stuff today so you don't run around with no money. 3 to him. Thank you. Take care. Unislawa. What do you got on you? Alright, take 1,000 coin off of you. 1,000 coin off of you. I'm hoping my diplomacy skill upgrades before I go through all of this stuff. It was nice seeing you. Always a pleasure. And this guy's usually got a little bit more money too, but he's not. Alright, so I'm already up to 10k. And I still have 25 of them, so I have only basically sold half of them. And we're at 10k. So we love to see it. We love to see it. Alright, we're getting a good quest here this time around. Berries and apples. Not going to be getting those anytime soon. 3 fishing spears. That's pretty easy for some coin and some reputation. Feathers. Bronze hammers. I'm not going to worry about those right now. Those quests are good to do sometimes, and if a lot of them are like easy or like happen to be a convenient thing that you know you'll be doing pretty soon, then I absolutely recommend going at it. So let me see. Not going to be able to do that until the fall. These guys are, I think they're in, where are they? Are they in Astoria? No, they're all the way up in Clonica. I think I'm actually going to go to... Oh, no, it doesn't even matter right now, because I really want to... Let me just see. Let me run over to Clonica right now, honestly, because it is the closest one to my village aside from Piastovia. But I was going to say, I didn't really want to feel like I'm backtracking, but Clonica is the only place to actually buy pigs, which I do really want to do. But let me sell everything to all these people here. These boar, what do you got on you? 1,400 bucks. You want to get like 10 of them from you, or 4 of them for you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Other couple people in here. Milo boar. Got 1,700 bucks. Gotta take a few of them off me. 5 of them. Perfect. Perfect. It just sounded real weird saying farewell. Got a 3. I think there's only... Oh, dang. Yeah, alright. So I didn't even get to sell everything to all these people, man. I still have freaking, what was that, 12 of them left or something? 13 left. And now I'm sitting at almost 14 grand. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, I just want to check if there is someone here with a farming skill of level 3. 2, and level 2. You guys are freaking useless to me. Yeah, I think one other thing I want to prioritize this episode is I would love to find one other person for my my piggies, because I do want to buy pigs. I can't buy them yet because I have nowhere to put them, but I am going to have to find a spot for the pigsty, and I will be buying pigs. Looks like I might not get to that this episode. I'm just going to run to Astoria, honestly. And I'm probably just going to jump back over to Piastovia once I sell everything. But let me real quick just check these guys. Oh, look at, they got a little field of flax here. Good for them. Good for them. Alright, any farmers here? Not a big selection. Level 2, level 2, and level 1. God, you guys are very useless to me right now. Alright. Let's just get everything sold off here. I forgot about this kid. He'll come up later. He'll come up later. He stays there for a very long time. Until you complete the quest, that kid's gonna sit in that freaking barrel. Don't know how he's existing or surviving, but he's there. Alright, Zawaya, Zawiya, however you want to pronounce your name. How many can you take? 4 of them. Perfect. Thank you, you too. And then this lady, Naimila. What we got from you? 7. You had a lot of money on you. I guess the oh yeah, you know what? Because she's got flax. She's in the clothing game here. That's a very lucrative industry. And there it is. After I, of course, sell everything, I now have enough to unlock my 30% better selling. So let me go to the last vendor here in Astoya. Dude, I just want to see. There he is. He was hiding behind this exclamation point.
Hello there.
Hello. Oh, crap. Didn't mean to hit this. What's wrong with her? I'm trying to get out of this now. Alright, well, let's just read through this. Okay. Blame mosquitoes make my life miserable, and now my wife has gotten crazy. Last time she was this excited was during our honeymoon. What's wrong with her? Everything. Wants to adopt a kid, even though we don't have any spare. Oh! What did I say? Not the only one wants to take him. YFC was also interested in a little guy. I know Astoya accepts everyone, but I prefer him to go to a family other than ours. So it's for the best. Do me a favor and talk to them, will you? Ask them about a kid called Janik. So, Janik is that kid I literally just saw in the barrel, by the way. So, I told you it was going to come up eventually. This is actually one of the main quests for Astoya. It's another one outside of the whole fish in a barrel one, or fish in the basket. So, we'll take care of that eventually, but there it is. So, almost 18,000 gold. Oh, I forgot to see how much I get per one. Dang it, I really wanted to see that. Well, I'll do it again next year, so you'll see again then, but I want to assume it was upwards like 360 coin around there that I was getting per one. So honestly, it's awesome. There's my second way to make money. I mean, you want a turn of the season, you plant even 100 flax, you turn all that into, you know, 200 linen thread, you make freaking 50 of those simple coifs, and you got, what was that, 17 odd $1,000 right there. I mean, honestly, if you figure this stuff out, making money is not a challenge in this game whatsoever. It really isn't. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it here to end this episode, and I'm just gonna run back to my village. I'm not gonna miss anything, but behind the scenes, just take a quick run up back to my village, kind of make sure everything's good there, and then starting up on the next season. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to my village. Honestly, I'm gonna head back there, and then tomorrow, next episode, basically when that comes out, is gonna be focusing on getting the pigsty up and running and finding another farmer to take over that, so I can start bringing some manure in, and then making myself just have some fertilizer all the time. So that way, by the time next spring rolls around, because again, you can tell spring is like a big time to where you need a lot of fertilizer. I'll have plenty that I shouldn't need to buy as much at that time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, MacDad Games, and I will see you guys here again real soon. Bye.